I'm blocking it. Okay, today is Thursday, so it would have been CJ's first game. It's Leo's story. Leo, what's your story?
My story is gonna be.
Pee your pants
No,
to your socks.
stop
Oh,
it.
yeah. Okay.
Stop it. Open the seed is going to find out the breed.
Oh, please. Anything other interesting about it as well?
Okay. Not the
Shh. It's Leo's story. Now, Leo, if you want that, I'll tell it. But it's like, oh my goodness. I think we ran out of pictures on the internet to find this for these videos. But if that's what you want, we'll do that.
But I switched my mind to Ellie and the siege going on an adventure.
On an adventure?
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I can work with both of those. Once upon a time, Elvie and the Siege woke up and they had a magnificent breakfast of eggs, fresh squeezed orange juice, but they had to grow the orange juice first, and then they had to go out and get a skeleton, and then they had to get the bones, grind up the bones, throw the bone meal on the orange tree seed, which grew into a tree and had a bunch of oranges on it, and then they picked them, and then they had to peel them and squeeze them, and they finally got 2 glasses of orange juice. And they had some eggs that they got from the chickens, and they chased down a little pig, and they said, "Hi, little piggy," and then they killed him and ate him.
Yeah.
And they grew some wheat and made it into bread, and then cooked the bread and had toast. And it was a wonderful breakfast. It was a family breakfast, but they weren't a family. They were Minecrafters. And so they decided they would go on an adventure, and they got on their horses, and the siege took off, and Elvie went the other direction, and then they stopped. And Elvie said, "I thought we were going on an adventure." And the siege said, "Well, I thought so too. Isn't it this way?" And Elvie said, "No, I thought it was this way." "Oh no," said the siege. "We don't even know which way the adventure is." "What should we do?" said Elvie. And the siege said, "We have to go and ask the information lady." And she said, and he said, "Shouldn't we just ask Jetspice?" And Elvie said, and the siege said, "Are you kidding me? Wake up Jetspice just to ask him where an adventure is? He will be so cranky, I can't even believe it." And just then the door kicked open and Jetspice came out and said, "Who's yelling and screaming out here? You woke me up." And Elvie said, "Run." And they galloped away on their horses. And Jetspice said, "I'll get you." And then he said, "No, just kidding. I know you live here. Okay, bye." And then they got to the portal and went to Meep City and found the information lady. And she said, "Is this going to be another one of those trick questions?" And Elvie said, "No, not at all, ma'am." She said, "Oh, okay, so you actually want to know some information about a place?" And the siege said, "Oh, yeah." She said, "Oh, okay, here I am. Let me know." And Elvie said, "Where's adventure?" And she said, "What?" And Elvie said, "Where is adventure?" And she said, "There's no such place called adventure. What do you mean?" And the siege said, "Listen, lady, we got up and rode all the way here just to ask you how to get to an adventure. Where is it?" She said, "An adventure is not a place you go to." And the Elvie said, "Oh, like you go to sleep?" And she said, "No, it could be any place." And the siege said, "We know that. You're not telling us anything new. We want to know where it is." And she said, "No, it's a type of place that you go to and do something." And Elvie said, "Okay, then what?" And she said, "It's not like that. You can't just go there. It's not a place." And the siege said, "Tell us where adventure is." And she said, "I don't know where it is." And Elvie said, "You do know. Tell us." And she said, "It's at the end of the city. Yeah, that's where adventure is." And the siege said, "Okay, this direction or that direction?" She said, "Oh, that direction." And they looked, and Elvie said, "That's where the haunted forest is." And he said, "Is that where adventure is?" She said, "Oh yeah, goodbye." And the siege said, "Thank you, information lady, you're the best." And they walked down to the tram, got on it, and it rode to the end of the city, but it broke apart as it rode, because it always does. And they were jumping from falling car to falling car. The sand was whisking under their feet. Pieces of metal were flying by. Passengers were screaming as they flew into the void.
That tram.
Then they finally got to the end of the tram, each one of them balanced on a small piece of metal. They hopped off, and Elvie said, I don't see adventure here. And the siege said, we have to be patient. It might not be right here. And he looked around and he said, what's here again? And Elvie said, well, there's that old hamburger place. And the siege said, oh yeah, the boarded up hamburger place. What was that called? And he said, I think it's called Michael Myers Pizza. And the siege said, no, it's something different. Oh, Scream Pizza? No, said the siege. What's the other guy? Freddy. Freddy's Pizza. Freddy's Pizzeria. Yeah. And then Elvie said, oh, I remember. It's a different Freddy. Oh, said the siege. Like an imposter? No, this guy's like a bear. Oh, said the siege. You mean those bear robot guys? And Elvie said, yeah. And the siege said, maybe they're lying about being a pizzeria. Maybe they're actually adventure. Let's go. And they ran and kicked open the door and went running inside. And all the animatronics were like, it's those guys, run. And they started running, and the siege was like, oh, get them down this hallway. You go down that hallway. The siege was running down the hallway, and all the animatronics were like, running down the hallway, trying to get away. And they turned around, and one of them screamed, and the siege jump scared him. Rah! And it was the pirate who was Foxy, and he fell down and whimpered in the corner, don't hurt me. And meanwhile, the other ones ran around the corner, but there was Elvie, and Elvie said, don't make me jump scare you. And they tried to jump scare him, and Chica was like, and Freddy was like, Rrr! And then Elvie went, Rrr! And both of them went, Rrr! And they would have peed their pants, but they don't have pee because they're just animatronics. And they all gave up, and they're like, don't hurt us. And the siege said, we just want you to tell us if this is adventure. And Bonnie said, what is adventure? This right here. And Freddy said, I don't know what you mean. And Elvie said, listen, what are you doing with your feet down there, dude? Somebody's playing with their feet.
Oh. Sorry.
Who's that? Okay, don't do that. And the siege said, listen, the information lady tried to do that same thing, and we got the information out of her. Now you're going to tell us if you're adventure or not. And then Chica said, I think we are not adventure. And Elvie said, all right, that wasn't so painful, was it? But tell us where adventure is. And the siege said, I don't know if they know. Do you know where adventure is? And Freddy Fazbear said, no, try the forest. And so they left. They went into the forest. And people were screaming and yelling, running away from monsters. And they kept going into the dark forest. And then they heard shing. And from behind a rock stood up a spooky man named Freddy Krueger. And he was like, I
remember that guy.
I'm gonna get you. And Elvie said, you better not. It's me, Elvie. He said, oh, sorry. What are you doing here? And the siege said, we're looking for adventure. And Freddy Krueger said, oh, if you're looking for adventure, you come to the right place. Yay, said Elvie. We finally found adventure. Yeah, said the siege. And Freddy Krueger said, come on, let's go round up the guys, and I'll show you an adventure like you've never seen. Wow, this is great, said Elvie. So they went and they got Scream, and then they got Michael Myers and Jason. And the four of them took Elvie and the siege way up a mountain.
Sorry.
And they went way up a mountain. You need to lay it on your back, because you're squirmier than a worm in a rain puddle. Okay? Put your shirt on normal. What are you doing? Wearing your shirt like a Jawa? Okay, put your shirt on Lay on your back. Don't move. And you too. Lay down.
Okay. But
And Freddy Krueger said, "Look at this adventure we're on." And Elvis said, "You can't be kidding me." And Freddy Krueger said, "You lay down right now. Dude, I'm serious." And Freddy Krueger said, "Look at this adventure we're on. Isn't it great?" And Elvis said, "You can't be kidding me. Are we on an adventure right now?" And he said, "Yeah, we're all on an adventure." And the Siege said, "This mountain is the adventure?" And Freddy Krueger said, "Well, yeah, I guess so." And Elvis said, "We found it. Adventure is a big mountain." And they were like, "Yay! I can't wait to tell Jet Spice." And they all came down the mountain. And then they told goodbye, and they went by Freddy Fazbear. And they said, "Hey, we found adventure." "Oh, good. I'm glad you did," they all said. "It's a big mountain over there." Okay. And then they went to the lady at the kiosk and said, "You were right. Adventure is at the end of the city. Did you know it's a big mountain?" She said, yeah, that's exactly how adventure works. It's a mountain." "Oh, man," said Elvie, "I can't believe it." And then they got on their horses after going through the portal, rode all the way back and told Jet Spice all about it. The end.
really, they woke up Jet Spice.
What's the name of it, Leo?
The name is Inventor.
Indenture?
No,
Shh.
Adventure.
Adventure.
That's not the I thought
Okay.
it was in.
Indenden. Okay. Shh. No laughing out loud.
I could turn off.
Yeah,
I
turn
could
it
turn
off.
off the phone.